As students, we struggle with many issues that are competing for our time and attention, thereby making it hard to concentrate on studying. Being in school, we know that exams is an important factor that determines how we'll progress from one year to another. With this fact on our minds, we know it definitely calls for studying. Many a times we put in hours and hours of studying and yet don't get the result we desire. Due to this frustration, a lot of students give up on studying because what's the need of doing something continuously without getting good results? Well, I came to this conclusion. We are not studying effectively. Learning how to study effectively will make you study smarter and not harder. It will lead to shorter hours of studying as we all love, and more importantly, get us the results we've always desired. So grab a pen and notebook as I share these life-changing tips on how to study effectively for your exams. Hi everyone, my name is Clevy and welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? And I hope you're doing great. If this is your first time of seeing my face, it's because you're not yet subscribed to my channel. So make sure you go click on that subscribe button and that notification bell so you wouldn't miss out on future videos. Today we want to talk about how to study effectively for exams. So without wasting much time, I want to go to my very first tip. Where you study affects how effective your study sessions are. Different people have different places to which they best study well. The worst mistake you can make is to go to another person's study environment and feel you'll be able to study well and find out that at the end of the day you've not been able to study anything or study effectively. I want you to look around you and look at all the possible study environments within you and try out each one. Come back and look for the one that works best for you. Finding an ideal study place is important because it's a place you can reliably count on for years. So let no one come and tell you where you should study, except if that place is the place that works best for you. Once you've successfully figured out which study environment works for you, the next thing is to create a study plan. While creating a study plan, I want you to have three things at the back of your mind. The first thing, I want you to identify your strengths or weakness. What I mean by that is, I want you to identify which course you're good at and the ones you're struggling with. The second thing I want you to do is to make more time for the ones you're struggling with. The third thing I want you to do now is, while creating your study plan, I want you to keep free time. Yes, you heard me well, free time. The reason why you're keeping out that free time is because, for example, if I set a day like Wednesday that I want to study Wednesday by 10 a.m. I don't really know what's going to happen Wednesday by 10 a.m. Maybe I get involved and I'm doing something and it goes into my study time. That free time I kept on my study plan will actually compensate for that day I've lost. But don't go around and create plenty free time with the hope of you not studying on your own day. Follow your study plan strictly. In the long run, if you strictly follow your study plan, you'll be so amazed by what you have achieved within the very short period of time. Now the study plan is set, it's time to study. I want you to pick out the things you will need and leave out the things you don't need. Things like your phone or the laptop, I want you to just leave it out because that is so much distraction. Just drop it and carry everything you need to study for that course. Now, maybe you've set out 3 hours to study a particular course. I want you to sit down there and study for 3 hours. What I want you to do is to divide it and study for 30 minutes each, and in between those 30 minutes I want you to take a 3 to 5 minutes break. That break actually helps you retain even more information. When you start reading a book, the moment you feel your concentration has begun to falter or decrease, I want you to pause, push the book aside, stand up and actually take that 3 to 5 minutes break. Because if you keep reading, you'll find out that nothing is entering here, nothing, and you're only deceiving yourself. So within that 3 to 5 minutes break, I want you to do things that does not require much of your concentration. Something like stretching or walking. walking around, trying to get fresh air, things like that. I did not say that 3 to 5 minutes you should go and watch a movie. No, that's not what I want. And then come back and read. You'll find out that you've retained even more information than you feel you've lost, than for you to sit down straight for 3 hours and study nothing. Do not cram, but study. Cramming only does more harm than good. Most of the times when we carry a book or a textbook to read, we get bored, right? And most times we get distracted. So I want you to try out something. When you start reading, I want you to read a particular line or a particular definition or a particular concept. Close the book and recite what you've read. When you recite, study actually shows that when you evolve multiple senses while studying, it helps you retain more information. And so when you're reading, close the book and recite what you've read. And also while reading, I want you to also take notes. While taking down that notes, I want you to also recite it out loud while we write. Reading your notes out loud as you rewrite them helps you retain information effectively. Remember, the key thing here is we want to study effectively and retain all the information we need so we can pass our exams. So these are things that will help you to retain more information and what you've read. Yes, you heard me right. Study like a teacher. Have you noticed that once you teach someone a particular thing or a particular concept, you end up even understanding more? Yes, I can get the resounding yes. It's true. Studying like a teacher with the aim of asking people questions, right? That means you want to really know that thing. But if you study like a student, you're only going to be limited. But once you study like a teacher, you're going to read around everything concerning that particular topic or that particular course, and you'll be able to understand it better. Once you finish studying like a teacher, in case you have a colleague closer to you, I want you to grab your colleague and try teaching that person. Like we all know, it helps. But in case you don't have a colleague or a friend closer to you, I want you to just make up. This is what I do always. I just want to make up an imaginary friend and act like you're actually teaching that person. Yes, it may sound funny, but it actually helps. In case you don't have a colleague or a friend nearby, please make up an imaginary friend and start talking. I have my reasons for saying this. Study in group. What I actually like this particular tip is because when you finish studying like a teacher, you bring it down here and teach someone. You actually have people to teach and someone you can discuss with. It helps you retain faster, right? Yeah. But now the downside to this particular tip is when you're reading in group, everyone wants to understand the same thing at the same time. Everyone to be on the same page at the same time, and so you don't want to move faster. It actually slows your time, because if I can get something, understand something within 30 minutes, and you can get something within 1 hour, and we're in the same group, just imagine what will happen. So it will actually slow down my own time. So when you're done with your own study, that's when I want you to make out time to study in group, so you'll be able to teach yourselves and discuss what you've read. Teaching someone is a great way to solidify the information you have retained. Before I continue further, I want to ask a question of the day. Do you like studying in groups? If yes, tell me why. If no, I'd also love to know why. Go down to the comment section and leave your answer. At the end of this video, I'm going to head down there and continue this conversation. Example of mnemonics, they are memory games. Can you remember when we were talking about our rainbow colors and we said something like Roy G. Biff? Or can you remember in mathematics where we talked about cast, C-A-S-T? Those are examples of mnemonics. Coin sayings. There was a time we were talking about first 20 elements and we said something like, he had light brain but could not offer full 9 subjects. It sounds very funny, but the truth is, those things helps. We actually know what the first letter of each word stands for. The last thing I want you to do is examples. Use examples to understand what you're saying. Most of the times we read a particular thing, and no matter how much we study, we don't really understand it. I want you to bring that thing home with an example. Use an example you're familiar with. However, when you try out a particular example, please make sure you go and confirm with your lecturer or someone that knows better if that example actually suits what you've read. So now, if I want to use a mnemonic for this, my last tip, I would say use MCE. I'm not saying man crush every day, but I'm saying mnemonic, coin sayings, and examples. Having a positive mindset will help. Remember in the beginning I said due to the frustration of always studying and not getting the results you want, you tend to give up on studying. But before you study, I want you to have a positive mindset. A mindset of, I will make it, I will understand this subject, I will pass these exams. Those are examples of positive mindset. Trust me, you're watching this because you want to know how to study. That means you're already having that positive mindset. If you have this mindset, it will help you study better. Do not compare yourself with another person. Be a better you. Anyone who has studied with me will tell you I love writing down practice questions. These questions help so much. So while studying, just write down practice questions and keep aside. Then when you're done with reading, I want you to close your books, close your textbooks, then pick out that practice questions and keep before you. Take your pen and answer them. Write down everything you know about that particular question. When you're done, I want you to carry your notes or your textbook and check if you had it right or if you had it wrong. The ones you have wrong, it's a signal. It tells you you need to do better. You need to study again. I actually like this tip because most times when we finish reading and you're being asked, are you done? You'll be like, yeah, I'm done. But when you have these practice questions, it will actually highlight what you need to improve on. And so it will be like a signal. Go back and study. Go back and understand. So keep practicing. Practice, practice, practice. Before you read, I want you to sleep. Make sure you're well rested. You are okay. You have eaten before you even start studying. Truth be told, if you're not well rested or you deprive yourself of sleep, it does more harm than good. It reduces memory retention ability. It will drastically reduce it. It will really work better, or you study effectively when you're well rested, you've slept, and you're okay. That means you've eaten, you're not stressed, everything is okay, and the time is right to study. Please don't study if you are tired. Make sure you rest. Now the second thing I know is on your mind is Clevy. What about reading at night? Yes, I cannot say if reading at night is bad or good. But to me, reading at night depends on a lot of variables. For example, I wouldn't read at night if throughout the day I've been working and I've not had time to rest. Mostly I read at night, and I read at night because during the day I would have rested enough and slept enough. So I'm not saying reading at night is bad or reading at night is good, but know the one that works best for you. Before you study, make sure you've slept and you're well rested. Having a good grade means different things to a lot of people. It could mean having 60, 70, 80, 90, or 100. To me, it means 80 and above. And if you're like me, I want you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't and click on that notification bell, because in my next video I'm going to be talking about how to have all A's, which will ultimately lead to you having a 4.0 GPA if you're in a college or a polytechnic, or a 5.0 GPA if you're in a university. However, in the meantime, if you want to know how to prepare for your medical school interview or screening exercise, or you want to know more about me and what my channel is all about, I want you to click on these two videos right here. Clevy Nations, I'll see you in my next video. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay blessed. I love you. Thank you for watching.